a sense.
Thank you, Senator Cotton. Senator Gillibrand, please.
Director Haines, earlier this week, the administration published an updated National Security Memorandum on Critical Infrastructure Security and Resilience. How is the IC ensuring effective intelligence sharing and information exchange regarding threats to critical infrastructure, including threats to food and agriculture sector?
Thank you, Senator. I know this has been an area that you have focused on for quite some time, and we're basically through our cybersecurity threat integration intelligence center, we have been expanding our support, in effect, anticipating the NSM, but also more generally for critical infrastructure, working with CISA, working with the cyber director, obviously, out of the executive branch and across the interagency. And I think it's continues to be an effort in moving across different sectors that are at risk in this area.
Given the recent news about avian bird flu have leapt to other animals, can you talk a little bit about, since COVID-19, I've been advocating for a One Health approach to biosecurity that incorporates animal, plant, and environmental health in addition to human health to detect and prevent the next pandemic. Do you believe that the IC is sufficiently equipped to detect and assess the full range of biological threats that can appear in humans, animals, and plants? And how is the National Counter-Proliferation and Biosecurity Center at ODNI supporting this effort?
Yeah, I think it would be always an overstatement to say that we can detect everything that would be, ultimately a potential vector for both human and animal concerns. But the fact is we have really expanded and invested a tremendous amount in improving our biosecurity practices, and not just in terms of just, what the National Counterproliferation and Biosecurity Center does in the context of allocating resources for collection to ensure that we actually have what we need in order to be able to identify vectors, but also in doing some really extraordinary modeling for how it is that we can detect when there are outbreaks, what's happening, and how we can manage it, thinking through the analytic structure that we need to build it into a variety of different functional and regional areas that we're managing in these spaces. And supporting, which has been obviously a main effort by the policy community, a broader all-of-government kind of biosecurity effort in these areas. So I do think we were improved, but I think there's still room to grow.
Because what the legislation would do, it would co-locate not only the IC community, but with the agriculture and scientific community so that you're in constant communication on a regular basis. In the same way we do fusion centers for anti-terrorism, fusion centers for cybersecurity, it would be a One Health fusion approach. And I know that's not the exact organization today, but today, are you at least having communications with those sectors to be informed and to get the most up-to-date information possible?
Yeah, our director has actually invested quite a lot in improving our communication with non-Title 50 agencies, which is how we think about it, with including the Department of Agriculture and others, so that we can actually have those sorts of conversations. And it's also been supported by the work that our Cybersecurity Threat and Integration Center has done, which is also improving our communication with various non-Title 50 agencies and departments, including, again, the Department of Agriculture, because we see them as one of the major sort of threat potential vectors.
Thank you. I think, as you know, the National Defense Authorization Act from 2024 expanded the Cyber Service Academy to allow up to 10% of graduates to serve in the non-DoD intelligence community if that component enters into an agreement with the Department of Defense. Has ODNI entered into discussions with the DoD yet to take advantage of this source of cyber professionals? And have you encouraged non-DoD components of the IC to pursue this talent pool?
Yes, absolutely. And I believe we are in discussions, but we have not yet concluded an agreement.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Senator Gillibrand.